Hi, I'm James from the channel Satanic Baked Beans, and I'm going to be guest hosting today's episode of Is It Worth Your Wii Points? And today we're going to be taking a look at none other than Donkey Kong Country, which originally started out on the Super Nintendo. Now let's just delve into the fact that in the console wars between Sega and Nintendo, Sega brought out the Genesis, and all of a sudden, somehow, Nintendo managed to bring out the most beautifully stylized game, this action platformer that is Donkey Kong Country, and it blew everybody's nuts off. I don't care what anyone says about this game, it's still wonderful today, just because of the unique graphic styling that it had, and especially when you go into the caves, that sort of section of the level, and that's where I'm unfortunately stuck at the moment. But, you know, it's just very easy to play. Now, it is on the top end, it's nearly 1,000 for the actual game, and, you know, that may be a bit of a costly expense to some of you guys. It's actually 800. But for me, it's just a wonderful game. You know, Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 lost its way a little bit, but this was a game in its roots. You used to be able to pick up pickups like this here, little characters that you could ride on the back of to aid your progression. There'd be underwater levels where you can ride on the back of sharks. You know, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong had their own moves as well. They could roll or cartwheel into enemies to kill them. They could also pick up barrels and kill them, or alternatively stamp on their heads as well. And I just like the fact that the game, which had so much atmosphere and character, you only need to look at the, you know, the swinging light in the caverns level just to see the fact that how the detail was put together so beautifully. And for me, it is one of those classic games. Now, to give you an idea of how much this is worth your Wii points, I sold my Nintendo Wii. I've now bought it again back in January, and on the previous Wii console I had this game downloaded. You know, I paid twice for this game now because it's so good. And you know, I do regret getting rid of the Wii originally, you know, honesty being. But essentially it is just so playable. The controls are easy to pick up, you know. You could switch between Diddy and Donkey Kong simultaneously. There's bonus rounds. It's just everything that you could ask for in a game. And I've got to be honest with you, I had this discussion on a forum before. People were going on about, oh, why does everyone go on about Donkey Kong Country being such a great game when it isn't that great? Well, I'm sorry, but whoever thinks that Donkey Kong Country is not a magnificent achievement, not only is it a great game, it is a game that has technical achievements beyond belief. This is pretty much the same awe factor you got back in the days of when you first played Super Mario 64 for the first time. This was very similar in the fact that when you played the Super Nintendo and realized how much beef you could get out of the graphics processor on the SNES, this is a prime example. You know, I just absolutely love this game. The sound is beautiful, the gameplay is beautiful, the replay value is absolutely beautiful. And although it is nearly teetering on 1,000 Wii points for what is essentially a Super Nintendo game, that's not to say it's not the same for other Super Nintendo games which really aren't worth your money on the Virtual Console. So, is it worth your Wii points? It certainly is. I've been James for Satanic Baked Beans. You can check out my channel if you like. I do a lot of Xbox 360 reviews. And until next time, I'll leave you in the safe, comfortable hands of Dan, the real Agabon, on YouTube.com. Take it easy, guys.